What's up, everybody? Three and a possible. Got the full gang back here today.
Yes, sir.
Devion, welcome back. Piece of
Yeah.
shit. Fucking lied to us last week and said you were gonna hop on in the middle. Didn't fucking show up.
I definitely thought I would.
Making me and Joe look like liars. That's what you made us look like. You made us look like liars. Oh yeah, he'll be here.
Pretty much.
Doesn't fucking show
Yeah,
up.
I thought so. I was wrong.
Hey. Shit happens, life happens, work happens.
Yeah.
We just rolled the punches. Me and Joe held it down. We didn't need your little dusty ass anyway, so. all good.
Little dirty ass dude.
All right, fellas. We had our first complete month of the NBA come and go. November is done. We're about a quarter of the way through the season in terms of number of games played. So we're starting to see kind of how teams are starting to fall. Obviously, there's been a lot of injuries to start, but let's start with players of the month. First month of the NBA season. Jason Tatum, Devin Booker. They were the conference players of the month. Celtics have the best record in the NBA. Suns have the best record in the West. Best players on those respective teams. Booker's done it without Chris Paul for a lot of that time. And still no Rob Williams for the Celtics, but the Celtics have been rolling. So, fellas, I just kind of want your overall reaction. You can disagree with it. You can take this whatever way you want to take it. But Joe, I'll let you start it off. What's your kind of reaction to Tatum and Booker players of the month for November?
Makes sense to me. Devin Booker's doing his thing, and they don't have Chris Paul. They got injuries. They don't have the Cam Johnson. They're missing some pieces there. So the fact that he's able to do what he's doing, you just got to give him credit. Yeah, and Jay Crowder's acting crazy because he mad he's not getting enough minutes. So I agree with the situation he's doing, the way he's been playing, he deserves it and credit. I thought they was gonna come out and flop early in the season. They came out hot. They still balling, finishing at the rim better than Giannis is this year. So the fact that he's able to finish was a big thing that he didn't do that well in the finals. To see him able to do it, you got to put respect on his name. And he playing defense, and he may be the most fundamentally sound offensive player in the league. He get his shots. He not taking as many stupid shots. I'm gonna give him his credit. Yeah, he should be player of the month as well.
Okay, Tatum and Booker.
Both of them. I don't have a problem with neither one.
Okay, make sure I heard you correctly there. All right, Devion, what's your reaction? I know you love your Celtics and when they get awards.
Yeah, I hate them. I'm cool with Booker, especially like we talk crazy about Anthony Davis all the time, but we know Chris Paul is like a ticking time bomb too when it comes to injury. So it's just like as long as I don't know, I just want to see Booker do this the whole year, even in the playoffs, and then I'll be happy. So if this is like a foreshadow of like what's to come in the playoffs, I'll take it. And then with Tatum, I can't even hate on them, man. Like I thought the Celtics would be good and some front runners for like, doing the same thing they did last year. But Tatum's been balling. That boy been balling. So I can't even get mad at him. Like Tatum is really like he is becoming what we all wanted him to be. And it's just like now it ain't hype no more. Now he actually playing well. And I guess last year, he ain't like the way he did it. I guess neither one of them liked the way that they had to exit or how close they feel like they got and they fell short. So the game is starting to prove it. So, look, 1 month in, so we'll see by February. If it's still gonna be going on.
At the end of the day, it's all they can do. You play the games that are on your schedule so far. It's November. They're both hooping, making me look real smart for my MVP pick for Jason Tatum. So thank you, Jason. But no, they're like Joe. I think you hit the nail on the head there with like Tatum taking like his game all the way from the 3-point line, still being a really good 3-point shooter, all the way to the rim, finishing, getting to the free throw line more. He's a complete package offensively. I think he had like his first bad game of the year the other night, and that was technically in December. So, much deserved awards for those guys. Booker, I'm kind of with you guys. I need to see this maintain. Like I'm trying to, I got to see him do this, in a little more high pressure situations. Because I think, we all respect Booker's game enough to where like regular season, we don't really have any questions about Devin Booker. Like he is that guy. He's an all-star. He's fantastic. So
Facts.
the next step for him is like seeing him do it in conference finals, in the finals, like those types of matchups. But I think it's a good thing to see. And I think we had varying degrees of what we thought the Suns would be this year, and I think Chris Paul missing some time early might be like a blessing in disguise for them, because I think they need this from Devin Booker. Like they need to see this Devin Booker be able to put a team on his back, lead them to victories, not just scoring. He's been doing a better job, in my opinion, playmaking this year, finding other guys, Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton. Like I think he's done a good job of being a better team offensive player while still being the lethal scorer that he is. So I think good thing for him to kind of figure out now when the games don't mean as much. So then when the inevitable Chris Paul playoff injury happens, like Booker can take the.
It's gonna happen.
Shit.
It is. Like sad, like because it sucks. I want to see Chris Paul perform in the playoffs, but like it happens every time. So at the point you have to be
Hey,
prepared.
according to Kanye, Chris Paul can perform, so I think he's doing all right.
That was great. I like that one, my boy. That was good.
Hey, so
That's
at
probably
least
why you
now,
hurt.
at least now we know why Chris Paul has not been able to perform in the playoffs, though. He's actually had the fucking Kardashian curse this entire time, just no one fucking knew
This
about.
whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
It makes all the sense in the world now.
Lame ass dudes. Hey, it's cool. Hopefully when Chris Paul come back, he cool being number 2, like actually being like number 2 and playing like,
He needs to.
So if he can do that, they look promising, bro. In the playoffs, they're gonna be scary. If they can keep doing this and Chris Paul just comes back, and I think he can, and just plays his role, bro.
I don't remember which one of you lunatics said the Suns were going to be like the 6th seed or something. But
I probably did.
yeah, it sounds like something. You both probably did. You're both some fucking haters. But
Probably both did.
Bro, they play like they some dirty ass dudes. They be playing like bums and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still not, like I said. I think in the playoffs, it don't really matter what seed they are in the playoffs. If Devin Booker can do this, it's cool. That's why I'm like, we'll see how it ends, bro. I like him, but shit, liking you ain't gonna get you far. So shit.
No, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all progresses. Still a lot of season left, obviously. Let's turn to Draymond. Draymond, not new to controversy, but he got fined for using obscene language towards a fan that was sitting courtside for the Mavericks games. That fan has a little money, but a little interesting twist to this one. Usually, we wouldn't talk about just a little petty fine. We don't really give a shit, but the fan decided to match the fine, donating $25,000 to Draymond's favorite charity, because the fan apparently had no issue with what Draymond said to him. So he said, all right, I mean, you're going to get a bogus fine. I'll at least spend the money too, and we'll give it to some good cause. Whatever Draymond's favorite charity was, got a nice little donation. So what do you guys think? I thought that was interesting. I liked it. Devion, what'd you think?
Man, you can't. Go ahead.
The fan matching was interesting. Never thought I'd ever see something like that before, but I guess when you got money and shit, you can do whatever you want. So, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's dope. At least, that part was dope where you can do it. But finding Draymond don't do nothing for me no more. Like, I just, at this point, it's just like, that's who he is and that's his personality. Like, don't find him. Just call a tech or something, or just get the fines through texts and files and stuff like that. But Draymond gonna be Draymond. Like, just leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit don't even bother me no more. Like, this is really feels like gladiator sports, where you go curse at somebody, they curse back, your adrenaline pumping, you say something to them. Like, even on the court, you might buck up at somebody. Y'all not gonna really throw hands, but that's the adrenaline going. So I don't really think, finding somebody for that. But I get it. You don't want what happened with the Indiana Pacers in Detroit to happen again. I get
Well,
it.
it's just different.
You
Like
know?
when you're interacting with fans, the people that essentially fund your business, you got to be
Yeah.
careful. Not every fan is necessarily
Mhm.
going to be as cool as
Yeah.
that particular
Real.
one was. I mean, it really depends.
Yeah.
I don't know what
It's real.
Draymond said, so like that's also part of it. Like if Draymond just was talking a little shit when he ran by, then like, all right, what are we doing?
Shit,
Like,
he
why are
might
we
have said
finding him?
something
But like,
bogus for real.
yeah, like Draymond,
Hey
I
man,
wouldn't put it
I don't
past
know though,
Draymond to say something bogus. Go ahead, Joe.
bro.
Yeah.
When you missed a triple single, all that bird chirping talking get kind of tiresome. Like, bro, you not that dude no more. Like, okay, it was he probably let it slide a little bit when he was out there doing things, but he ain't really that dude no more. He need to be careful because they just gonna keep picking on him, and he gonna have a long end of his career. Like he gonna end up like Rasheed Wallace towards the end, where they was just throwing tech at him left and right and finding him for stupid stuff. Or
Yeah,
like Boogie Cousins, he gonna be like that in a second. He better relax because really not that dude no more.
that's real.
People respect you because you won championships and you be talking and you the new media, but on the court, you really not that dude no more. He need to be a little careful.
Yeah, that's true though.
No, I mean it's honestly a fair point because at the end of the day, it's all fun and games if the Warriors, continue to win and like they don't have any issues. But
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the Warriors are looking for an excuse to get rid of Draymond after this year. And once you're looking for a new
Seriously.
employer, like you don't want to give them excuses not to pay you, because like other teams won't have Steph Curry and like Klay Thompson to be able to make up for a dumb tech that gives the other team a few points every once in a while. Like that to some teams might be like, all right, you know what, you're just not worth the headache anymore. Now again, don't know what he said. This could have been like the NBA just acting on some bullshit. Because if the fan didn't get offended by what he said, then like, what are we doing? I don't like. It just seems
What
the
are we
whole
doing
thing
here?
is weird, but cool gesture by the fan. But let's move to some history. History. LeBron James passes Magic Johnson for 6th all-time on the assists leaderboard. He's getting to a point where there's not very many people he's looking up at in a lot of different statistical categories. Joe, you are the resident LeBron James fan on this show, so I'll let you start this
Man,
one off. What's kind of your reaction to
facts.
LeBron passing Magic?
I mean, longevity. I mean, he's gonna be top 3 in every category by the time he's done. Not as LeBron does. I mean, got past AD. Just keep doing things. To me, is longevity. It took maybe last or this year for all these players to catch up, and we're not saying LeBron's top 4 no more. So all I really gotta say is longevity is impressive.
Yeah, I mean, 20 years of being great is like if you want to argue like where does LeBron rank and like what top whatever players in the league or not, whatever, argue about it. The fact that you have to have that conversation in his 20th year is insane. So Devion, what's your kind of reaction? It's a Laker passing another Laker.
I'll give him a pat on the back for that. But bro, really like his legacy shit. It looks like his legacy. It is. He's making it harder and harder for people to say too many people are better than him. Even if you like certain people's gameplay better than his, man, he climbing up those stat charts like fast. So if everything goes smoothly and he doesn't get hurt, he gonna be number 1 in all-time scoring list. He might be,
He'll be top
I don't.
5 at least in assists. Like he's not going to catch
Yeah,
Stockton, but
nah,
like
he not gonna catch him, but he'll be
Right.
top 5. He go, bro. That's really impressive. Like 20 years and he's doing this and he looks like great. And he not passing these like nobody ass people or these little fluke ass stacks like a Draymond, the longest player to go without fucking
it wasn't
scoring.
a necessary shot at Draymond.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just being real. Like they'll make some dumb stat like you get a triple double without scoring points. Like nobody cares about that. But dude can pass, he can score. He done did it in 3 different franchises, one of the best franchises, really two of them, and he did something nobody else can do. Like his resume is, hey bro, it's looking stacked. So
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like
crazy.
I know there's like really big Michael Jordan fans out there, and Michael Jordan, it doesn't matter. Someone could literally win 11 straight titles. They'll come with but this and that, and that's why Jordan's the GOAT.
For
Like
sure.
that's fine. At the end of the day, when LeBron's gonna finish his career, he's gonna have at least 4 championships where he was the best player on every single one. He's gonna be the number 1 leading scorer of all time. When anybody that watches basketball and has watched LeBron James play, scoring is like his second best quality.
Right.
So, like, I mean, at some point, it's just like, yeah, I understand you want to talk about peaks and whatnot, but it's, at the end of the day, you know, people always love to talk about the 2 years that Jordan sat out, and it's like, that's not LeBron's problem. That Michael Jordan either got himself into gambling problems and was forced to step away, or could not mentally handle the grind of that many championships and going back, because LeBron went to fucking 8 straight finals. Like that in itself is impressive as hell, you know. And so it's just like I don't know, like he's already kind of the GOAT to me. This is just kind of like another little like kind of cherry on top, where it's just like, all right, so more assists than Magic. I know Magic's career got shortened, and Magic would probably be 1 or 2 without the, you know, the AIDS and like that cutting his career down short. But at the end of the day, like he's got more points than Kareem, more assists than Magic. Like, what are we doing here? Like, it just speaks to LeBron's greatness. And I personally think if you can sustain the level of excellence that LeBron has for as long as he has, like that's important. Like that's not for nothing. So hats off to LeBron. Keep doing it. I'm sure we'll talk about it when he passes Kareem, most likely this
For
year.
sure.
So hat tip.
That's what it
Let's talk
does.
about a current team off to a historic offensive start. So I'm gonna break this down for you fellas. So
We're gonna talk
offensive
the
rating.
Celtics more.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the Celtics. I'm sorry. They
It's
are
all
the
good. It's
talk
all
of
good.
the NBA.
They really are. They're
unfortunately.
good.
But I want to put this in perspective. So I want to talk about offensive rating. Offensive rating meaning how many points you would score in 100 possessions. So if someone has an offensive rating of 115, that means they would score 115 points in 100 possessions, right? Okay, just so we're all on the same understanding. This kind of makes, when comparing from eras to era, it helps kind of level the playing field, because it accounts for pace of play. Instead of saying, oh, well, they average 130 points a game, well, they had 50 more possessions. So that's actually not that impressive, right? The Celtics have right now the largest margin from their offensive rating to league average in the history of the NBA. Now, obviously, we are only through a few days into December, but they are 10 points per 100 possessions better than the league average right now. So they are operating at an insane offensive clip right now. What I want to know from you guys is, can they maintain it? Because we all know about the Celtics last year as being this really great defensive team. You mix this offense with how they play defense, you know, they're going to add Rob Williams back. As a Heat fan, don't love it. Just going to throw that out there, mixing that defense and that offense. So I want to know from you guys, Joe, I'll let you start. Do you think the Celtics can maintain this offensive start to the season that they've had?
I do think they can maintain it, but I don't know how long. I mean, I think it's fair to say a question mark how long they can maintain it, because we saw them when we were saying the same stuff in the finals last year, and they got tired and the condition wasn't there, and it lost them of NBA finals because they weren't conditioned. They couldn't handle it. I'm concerned mainly because the big man presence. Williams is still out. I mean, I guess you got Blake Griffin and Al Horford, but I think over a long season, Big's gonna beat you up. And Jason Tatum and Brown playing hero ball. I get they got great defense, but those legs gonna get tired. Them jumpers ain't gonna be hitting like they do later in the season. And I think it's fair to say we saw that last year out of them. So we may see it again until they prove me wrong. I'm gonna question how far they can hold it and sustain it.
So you think they can maybe sustain it? You're saying like through the regular season, but you're not sold in the playoffs. Is that kind of what I'm
I mean, they
understanding
maybe
here?
even make it to the finals, but we saw them make it to the finals last year, so I'm gonna say they can get there again, but I don't know if they're gonna be able to maintain it all the way through. I mean, it happened last year in the
Okay,
finals. I get
but so
they got
here's
the
my
experience,
I want
but
to nail you down on this a
still,
little bit,
it's like
Joe.
the same thing.
Last year when they went to the finals, they did it on the backs of their defense, right? Not their offense.
True.
So yeah, I think we all think they can get back to the finals. Like they were young, they added a couple pieces here, really good pieces, and like Brogdon. But do you think they can maintain the level of offense? Like that's what I'm really focused on. Do you think they can maintain that offensive output
No, I
throughout the
don't.
regular season?
I
No.
don't.
Okay.
I don't. I don't. Yeah, nope. Somebody's not gonna get happy. I feel like it's very clear Jason Tatum's the one. I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown's always sold on that. So that may be their main hindrance for offensively. There may be some nights where he think he's a dude and he come out 7 for 26 and keep shooting. I've seen that before too. So offensively, they look good right now, but I don't know. I haven't seen a long enough span of them playing unselfish basketball and being that Jason Tatum's the one for me to say that they can sustain it for a whole season plus playoffs.
All right. Fair enough. Devion?
I think they cool. I had them, I think, like top 3 finishing in the league. Celtics do this shit all the time, bro. I don't really think it's like out of the question, like for real, out of the question for them to be good, have runs.
Bro,
And
but
be
I
great.
want to make sure y'all are
I don't.
understanding this. Like the way that their
Yeah.
offense is
No,
playing
I get
compared to
it.
the rest of the NBA, this is better than like the 73-9 Warriors offense.
I don't think it. I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't think it is out of the question to think that they can do it because, like, if you look at kind of like how the Celtics have been playing, like, let's say, like the last 3 to 5 years, when they go in, they miss a piece, they don't just fall off the face of the earth. They fix it and then they elevate. And it's like they really get an extra battery in their back every time, like some type of adversity is thrown at them. They just find a way to do better. The person comes back in, just fits right back in. But Joe says something important, that fatigue. Now, we saw it, but it might take until like the playoffs and going through a couple 7-game series for that to even, play any type of factor. But during the regular season, I think, man, I don't see them slowing down, bro. I think like they will continue to get better. It's just like I don't know what it is about them. I hate saying it, bro, but they find a way. It's just the way everything plays out. I think they can maintain it. I think they'll continue to get better. Because what Jason Tatum's doing right now is crazy. But when we start seeing Jaylen Brown is going to turn it up even more too, because you can never, and then both of them doing it at the same time, you can't put none past them, So I don't like, would I've ever thought they would have made a stat like this? Hell no. I thought they were just gonna be good, but
right.
I don't put none past Tatum no more, bro. Like he just and Brown,
So
nice, nice. So
I think this is why I was so annoyed that the Pacers just decided to give them Malcolm Brogdon.
Just fucking
Because
stupid.
I think the one thing that like everybody that covers the NBA looked at last year was like, they need a point guard. Like they need somebody that's not Marcus Smart to have the ball in their hands that kind of keeps it moving, and so the ball doesn't stick. And so you add a guy like Malcolm Brogdon. Last year they traded for Devin White at the deadline. They've inserted him right now in the starting lineup, and he's kind of a good guy in just keeping the ball moving. That's what I've noticed. Like the ball just moves a lot better this year than it did last year. Last year, they'd lock in defensively, they'd lock you up, and then Tatum and Brown could make enough plays. Like they were just good enough by themselves to kind of create, Marcus Smart every once in a while. I think, Joe, what I think is interesting is you brought up Robert Williams being out and like the fatigue factor of this. And now I do want to point out he is like practicing now. Like he's he's ramping up to start playing. But what I think is going to be interesting
I don't think
is,
he'll make a big difference.
well, I think he makes a big difference with their
He will in
team,
a
but in
short
terms of the
span.
offensive,
Yeah, in the
in terms of
playoffs,
the
I think
offensive
it's
output,
gonna matter.
though, I think Horford is a big part of what makes
Way
their
better.
offense
Stretches
go.
the floor. That's fair.
Uh-huh.
Like, he stretches the floor. He kind of can play that Draymond role of, like, he gets the ball and, like, does something with it very quickly instead of, like, kind of holding it. When Robert Williams is in there, it's more pick and roll, like, which is fine. Like, he
Can't put the ball on the
brings a
ground.
different,
shit,
like, he brings a
yeah.
different element to their offense that they don't have right now. There's
Mhm.
no lob threat at the rim. No one, it's really just Tatum and Jaylen Brown putting pressure on the rim. There's no big that's doing it. But I think their offense will take a hit when Robert Williams comes back. And I just want to point out something else that why I'm going to ultimately say it's not going to be sustainable. They have 7 players right now shooting over 40% from 3.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
that's
Not
not
going to fucking
happening.
happen.
That's not
That's
happening.
fair.
Fucking happen.
That's fair.
Not all
Malcolm,
year. No way.
I give you
Malcolm
that.
Brogdon is shooting 49% from 3.
Yeah, no.
49.
That's not happening. Yeah.
But
Horford 46, Grant Williams 46, Derek White a touch under 44. Like,
but
I don't
look,
trust
so
their
we're
bro,
gonna
shooters.
we're
I
gonna
trust
regress
them
to the mean a little bit. Like,
It
they're gonna
makes-
hit their slumps, and then they're gonna, we're gonna do this thing. We're like, oh, what's wrong with the Celtics? As Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, can they ever figure it? Like, we're gonna do the thing that, like, Joe is kind of alluding to. Like, when shit starts going wrong for them,
That's
just
exactly
the finger pointing start happening, and like it's like that whole 1A 1B thing. It's tough when you have 2 guys that are as young as Tatum and Brown coming up. Like, they both want to be the guy, rightfully so. But it's like Joe said, and you said, Devion, like,
it's pretty
everyone
clear.
should fucking know it now. Tatum's the guy. Tatum is the fucking guy.
It's clear. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the start kind of like Jaylen Brown is like, yeah, I can't do this.
So when you brought that up too, they percentages are crazy. I ain't gonna lie, like the percentages are crazy. But if you think about like the way that they're playing, it really looks like it's like a what is it, like an owner, GM, like organization. It's like greatest hope is to have players that fit in their roles and accept them. And
Sure, no, like
it just what I'm saying. So
they're
not
shooting
realistic.
that high percentage because they are getting very
Yeah.
good shots. So like, they're just not going to knock.
They
them
will
down.
drop.
Like,
Don't get me wrong. That's gonna drop,
Like,
but it's just like the
Blake
game
Griffin
play.
is shooting 40%. Like, Blake Griffin
that ain't
not going to
Come on,
maintain
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
He's
it's
not.
like they helping his career. I ain't gonna lie. It's like they helping him
He's only played in 8 games, but like,
stay relevant.
again, like
Impactful, yeah.
these will come down a little bit. Like, it happens every year. Some teams start hotter, than others. It gets fun.
Yeah.
But all right, let's play a little by yourself, fellas. Western
This-
Conference, the 3rd seed, Pelicans. Zion back from injury. He's hooping. Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum. A lot of pieces there. Joe, you're buying or selling contender in the West. So could win the Western Conference Finals and go represent the West in the finals. That's the question I'm asking you. Are you
Then that's a
buying or
no.
selling the
I'm selling
Pelicans?
it. I'm selling it then. And I like team. I like CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram and Zion. Like that's a crazy trio right there. They're gonna win some games.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, bro. Like who next? Like what else they have? That's gonna hurt them in the playoffs. Like that's really gonna hurt them when they start playing teams. They don't have the depth. Like they got some cool, solid pieces that'll get off. Like, come on, bro. The freaking fans are chanting Jose. Like for real, bro. Is that they?
Yeah, we are not going to hate. We are not.
They love him though, bro.
They love him, dog.
They love him, bro.
Bro, because he's like a Pat
cool.
Bev. He's like an energy guy,
cool.
high
Oh,
motor.
he
That's
cool.
why
I
they
like
like
him.
him. He's not their
he
4th
cool.
best fucking player. They got Valanciunas, who's better.
Come
than
on,
him.
bro.
Like, come on,
If he
bro.
was on the Lakers,
Valanciunas
bro,
is
we'd
good.
be
Valanciunas
chanting
is good.
too. I ain't gonna
Yes,
lie.
we would,
We'd be
but
chanting
that's true.
same.
But they depth just ain't there. Like I feel like
Nah.
if they can make a trade or two and get a little like some pieces, like a defensive player or maybe just a shooter, they just need a little bit more depth. And then maybe. But you talking about winning the Western Conference Finals, I gotta sell that.
Selling it. All right. I mean, they got Larry Nance, Devontae Graham. Who's a nice little kind of scorer off the bench.
What have they done in the
Brandon
playoffs?
Gomez. I mean, whatever. St. Louis legend E.J. Liddell.
Like I
Not buying it.
said,
All right.
what have they done in the playoffs? Yeah, no, I don't. No.
Devion.
I'm at a coin flip, but I'm gonna say sell it right now because I think they are. So one thing I'll say is I had them at like the 8th seed because I just not sold if like Zion will play the whole year, and I think a lot of his success is just pretty much riding on if he's healthy or not. If he's healthy, I buy it. I buy they can damn near do anything because when I seen a player like him, I'm like he just bouncing players like LeBron. He dominated
Out the
other
way.
big men. I'm like, you can't stop this dude, bro. Like and he got a 79-inch vertical. Like you, what you gonna do, bro? And they got other scoring pieces around them where it's just like cool. The role players are good, but I think they got so much riding on Zion's health, and he's still ain't no little dude, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying
fair.
you'll buy it if Zion's healthy going into the playoffs, but you just have a hard time thinking that's going to happen.
Yeah, if he can stay there, I don't put nothing past.
Or you're saying
Pelicans.
you need them to have a good seed to like maintain his health throughout the season, and then in the playoffs, if they're in the top seed,
I'll buy it because if they are in a decent seed and they can get one of them lower, like seeds they have to go against, especially like going in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I
like
think
going
they
against
can
like
beat
a Lakers or
So-
something in the first
so
round.
No,
he's
real
impactful-
shit because you saw what they
like
did
Dwight Howard
last
with
year.
Orlando Magic to the finals. What you trying to say?
But yes, because you saw what they did with decent teams last year and they surprised us. So imagine them playing this way and they got, all it takes is like for younger players to get a taste of success or almost getting there. And now you're gonna play some bum ass teams and nobody's scared of like LeBron anymore. They was like this dude washed up. And they're gonna go out there and try to really body him. And we got problems closing games out. So all it takes is for something like that to go in and boom, it changed everybody's mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's a couple of factors, but I say sell right now because we've seen this with several teams before and somebody gets hurt and everything, the dynamic changes. But I ain't confident on saying it. I'll say that.
All right, y'all know we've gotten to the point of the season where I find my team that I'm like, this is my team that I'm
That's
like,
it.
oh yeah, the Pelicans are the one. I kind of like hinted at this before the season. Like I was pretty
yeah.
bullish on the Pelicans going into this year. Really like the roster that they're putting together. Yeah, they're the team for me this year. The one that I'm buying into. That's kind of young and up and coming. I absolutely think they could represent the West. Am I going to pick them to? Probably not. Like I still think the Warriors will get everything figured out, and that's going to be a tough team to match. And like we're talking about like matchups in that game. Like I don't really know who Zion guards in that game, but they're a fucking problem offensively. Like they're going to outscore a lot of fucking teams. Like Zion with the ball in his hand, like in transition, fantastic passer, and then we all know. If he gets within 5 feet of the rim, I mean, watch your head.
Yeah, just move. Just move.
Just let him have it. Don't end up on a poster.
Hey, bro, I gotta bring that up because you said that like where dude threw he blocked the shot, got the ball, ran down, and did a clutch and dunked it. I'm like, I thought he was gonna lay it up and just dunked it. I'm just like, that's scary, bro.
Like, just like a completely different kind of athlete. Like I don't even know how to like. You're not supposed to jump like that when you're that big.
No,
not
it's
at all.
Generational player. Like, just don't get hurt, Zion. Like, you slim up a little bit.
Please stay healthy because I love watching them play. They are a fun fucking team to watch. And like, Joe, you're kind of clowning Alvarado. I don't really appreciate that. I like Jose a whole lot.
Come on, bro.
I think he's a great piece for a championship team. Every championship team needs.
He attached great to him.
A nuisance. They need a
He's not a great player. He's a great piece.
Great should not be.
Every winning team needs an Alvarado.
He's a great nuisance, and that's what you need.
Exactly.
Like you need that. Man,
Joe, you're just a hater.
yeah. Look, hey Joe, I ain't gonna hate on you, bro. Cause look, I hate on him too, bro. Cause I love to get him too. Like if we could be on
I would. I'd take
he was
him.
on my team, I'd be cool. But I don't want to see him on nobody else's team. Bro. I feel you, Joe. Like they don't understand our pain.
Yeah, it's rough out here. It's getting better slowly, but it's rough. It was rough.
Hey, Alvarado. Hey, I'm telling you right now, I'll trade. No, I won't. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I know you're not gonna say nothing stupid because I'm.
Right.
You know we gonna remember it.
Lately, you know, my main irritant on the Heat, but no, he's been hooping lately, so I'll hold off
You
right
just
now.
gonna trade Gabe Vincent?
Fuck no, I love Gabe. Gabe is our Jose Alvarado. All right,
Hey,
the guy that starts for fucking Gabe that annoys me from time to time. But no, he's been hooping lately. Helped us kind of maintain while all the other people got hurt. But let's go to a different team in the East, a team that started off kind of strong. Not looking so good right now. Are we panicking on the Bulls? The Bulls are 9-13. I believe they are in 13th place in the East right now. Hey, and shout out, happy birthday, Natu, big Bulls fan.
Yes, sir.
He actually helped me pick this topic today. I was talking to him earlier. I was like, how your Bulls doing? He goes, bro, you looked at the standings? I said, yeah, let me pull it up. I was like, oh. They got Levine back, and I thought that was going to help a lot of things. Still waiting on Lonzo to get back. Not getting the same magic from DeRozan that they got last year. So, Joe, are you panicking, or what's your kind of mood here with the Bulls?
I'm panicking, and it's for selfish reasons. 1,000% selfish reasons. 1,000%.
Sell them all. Give them all to the Lakers. Fuck it.
Yep. Westbrook and the first round pick to Vucevic and DeMar DeRozan. I'm straight. It's panic. It's not working out. Y'all gonna get rid of young. Y'all gonna just let it go. It's not gonna work. That's how they don't look like the same team they did last year. Like you said, DeRozan's not playing like he was. Vucevic ain't even really playing like he was. I think they really do miss Lonzo. They're not playing that defense like they had last year. I think it was helped them out a lot. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was just a fluke season last year because they didn't end the season very well either. I know they got a little injured, but they didn't end the season very well. So I'm gonna go ahead and say they need to panic for real because this is not really a championship built team anyway. So sell it and try to get some pieces and go from there.
Yes, sir.
It's hard to argue with that, Joe. Devian.
Yes, yeah, you said it best, Joe. Last year was a fluke.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro. Hey, man, I say, yeah, panic. I knew they weren't going to be good. That was just all hype last year. Like, for the Bulls do that shit, it might be nice, and then just you remember who they are. So, no, this ain't shocking. For panic, they fans should definitely panic because they ain't going off that high horse. It's over. Like y'all just like the Knicks to me.
They really
it's
are.
over.
That's funny.
Bro, it's over.
They
just
really
trade
are.
some people and try to just make the playoffs. They should really focus on making the playoffs and getting the 8th seed. And if they can, do a couple trade pieces to even try to stay relevant to even more people actually want to talk about them. But man, they ain't no championship team. They not contenders. If I knew I had to play the Bulls in the playoffs, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to Vegas for it. Every day off. I'm going to Vegas. I'm gambling. I'm doing whatever I need to do. They suck. Sorry not to. Wait. Hey, bro. I see what I need to see. Perfect. They tried. Damn, bro, they suck.
Yeah. I would love to disagree to provide some kind of something to this little piece of the show, but I think the thing for me why I would panic, even like I'm at like ultimate panic right now, like 11 out of 10 panic, because last year, like when they were fully healthy, they looked like they looked like they could compete with anybody in the East. Now, like, would any of us have picked like Milwaukee or like like the
No.
best, like, probably. But it also wouldn't have been like shocking if they found a way to win like a 7-game series because they looked very good. Like they legitimately looked
That's
really
true.
good last year. Why I would panic is one, the success of the Cavs, because that's a much younger team.
Good point.
And they've kind of jumped them. The Celtics are young. The Heat have been to 2 out of 3 Eastern Conference Finals. They're just better than them. The Bucks have won a Finals in the last 2 years. Like these are a lot of teams that are just better than them. And like, how do the Bulls really get better? Like DeRozan's continuing to age. He takes the most inefficient shot in basketball as that's like his thing, like the mid-range shot, which I love a good mid-range shot. Don't get me wrong, but like you don't really want your team centered around that. Vujicic has not really worked out for them. I think not having Lonzo really plays into the downfall of Vujicic, but yeah, they're a whole mess. And at this point, like with Lonzo, it's kind of like he's gonna get hurt. Like he's just gonna get hurt.
Joe, Will, I got 2 reasons why they should panic. I got 2 good reasons.
Well, no, hold on. Let me finish my point here. They're gonna be good enough to like flirt with the play-in game, so they're not gonna get a high pick either. Like that's why I'm at like 11 out of 10. Like you're not winning, but you're gonna be too good to get Victor, unless you just get insanely lucky in the lottery. Like I don't know enough about this class yet. That's coming up. Maybe there's a bunch of diamonds in the rough. You can always find them, obviously, later than just the first overall pick. But like, they look like they are destined for continuous like 10 to like 8 seed.
Yep.
Sarsky. Yeah, Sarsky.
That's why they need to panic. Yep.
Yeah, 11 out of 10 panic.
The Knicks and the Wizards are better than them.
Damn.
Like real shit. That's enough right there to start. Like, damn.
Yeah.
And if they better than you, we don't want, like Will said, we not getting into the other players, the other teams. We not even gonna get into them.
I mean, when you're only looking down at Charlotte and Orlando,
come on, bro. It's bad.
That's ugly.
Hey, Orlando's a fun team to watch.
Hey, better luck next
they
year.
Trash though, but they're a fun team to watch.
Orlando is the league pass team of the year. I will watch the fuck out the Orlando Magic and not expect to win a single fucking game.
6'7", everybody 6'7" or taller, but Jalen sucks. It's crazy. It's hella fun to watch.
They are decent.
Like, Bull.
Yeah, Bull. They got they tall as hell, bro.
Your boy looking good for Rookie of the Year and shit. So
yeah, Paulo looking decent.
He looking good. I'll give it to him.
Indy's got Rookie of the Year though. That Benedict
Mathurin. Yeah,
I did not see that.
I did not see
that
this.
Boy is averaging 20 points a game in the fucking NBA.
And this is why I will never get Rookie of the Year right ever. I promise you I will never, because you just never know what them players coming from college who just figure it out. And I'm just like, all right, bro, you got it. That's why I hate college sports.
I try not to get like especially with the NBA, because like I see it in the NFL all the time, like especially with quarterbacks, like people get so like married to like their pre-draft like analysis of a player, and then it feels like they like can't root for that player to be successful. It's like, oh well, I thought he was gonna suck, so I'm gonna root for this guy. So I'm just trying not even to get that deep into it with the NBA. Just like, yeah, no, I just think it's dope that this guy that was 7th overall is fucking hooping. Like that's awesome, great.
I love to see it.
And then just I will just adjust how I think about him as I see him play more, because I just don't watch college basketball like that outside of SLU anymore. But all right, let's move on. Start, sit, cut. Some youngins. We talked about Zion already, but start, sit, cut with Zion, Ja, Anthony Edwards. Joe, how you rocking with this one?
Well, I'm starting Zion.
We're not projecting future and anything.
Okay, like, just right now. I'm starting Zion. He's just better. I like Ja. He's starting to become a little injury prone to me. Fall to the ground too much. I do like him a lot though. So I'm gonna sit him, and then Anthony Edwards. I'm cutting, and it's mainly because he's the only one that I've seen not progress. I think he's regressed this year early, even though it's only early on. It's only been a month. He's the only one that I've seen
Bro,
take a
it's not
step back.
his fault that his dumbass
it's
GM traded for fucking Rudy Gobert.
I
yeah.
agree. It don't matter. He the only one I've seen take a step back. They both still young. He the only one through a month of the season I've seen take a step back compared to what I was expecting to see from him. So he getting cut.
All right,
Period.
fair enough.
And Zion barely starting because he was hurt early too. Zion barely starting because these all three people. I mean, Ja been a little injury prone too. So it's a tough one, but Zion just that dude. So I'm starting Zion. I'm sitting Ja, and I'm cutting Ant.
All right. I'm not mad at that. Devion?
Yeah, I agree with you. Like Zion, bro, when he plays, it's just, bro, you can't help but get excited, and he's unstoppable. And what he averaging with like 20, like 4, 7, and like 24, like 6 and like 4 or some shit like that. So with that, that sounds decent. But when you look at the caliber of scores he got on his team, bro, that's pretty impressive to be out here averaging like 24, and you got real walking buckets on your team. You know what I'm saying? And I'll sit Ja. Ja is one of the most explosive players we've seen. I want to watch Memphis because of him. Like, that's my Pelicans. I like watching them.
Memphis was my team last year.
Yeah, but I just like Ja that much. It's just like, funny thing is, Zion need to lose a little weight and give it to Ja. That's what we need to see, because that falling and you jump that high and you falling down, you don't got no cushion, bro. That's gonna eventually catch up to you, like that, But and Ant, I'm very disappointed in him, even though that Gobert trade was bogus. Him as a player and like the mentality he has, you're supposed to capitalize on that and show. You know what I'm saying? Figure this out. This is your opportunity. It's like, y'all not gonna do nothing.
Remember last year though? Like, just remember last year when everyone was getting on Donovan Mitchell. It was like, oh, he must really fucking hate Rudy. He never passes Rudy the fucking ball. All right, it started to become a trend where these guards don't like to fucking throw Rudy the ball. Maybe it's
like
just because Rudy Gobert is so fucking bad that even if they give him the fucking ball right around the goddamn rim, they don't trust he's going to actually be able to get it.
I wouldn't either, because when you don't know if he go get the ball, put it on the ground, somebody go steal it, he go put it, fumble the ball, he might just pass it out, or he might just throw up a shot, airball it, he might miss it. You don't know what. The only thing I can be confident that he can do is block shots, and maybe if I throw it up close enough to the rim, he can just do this. And I ain't confident in that. So, and when you got that many factors and you got one person who's a liability on scoring, and you supposed to be that dog, bro. You supposed to be out here averaging 30, man. Mm-hmm. Like, this is a great opportunity, because you only got one other player who will compete with you. Like Cat when it comes to that. But when he starts turning to a little hoe-ass dude, too, just take the ball from him, make him go in the paint, and dog him. This is his opportunity to really be that player. You show that you act like you in the media, like this is your perception, like you're supposed to be out here dogging them, and you not. And we can't blame Rudy for it, because Rudy, as a team,
I'll blame Rudy for anything.
You know what I'm saying? As a team, I hate that move. But if I was him, I'm like, yes. I was like, I know I'm about to get.
Okay, but here's the thing, Devion. Here's the thing. Like, I don't disagree with what you guys are saying about Anthony Edwards, and like Joe, you're saying you're noticing a little bit of regression. I don't necessarily know that I notice a regression. I notice a regression in team building. Last year, when Anthony Edwards had the ball in his hands, he could get to the rim without a bunch of people contesting shots, because we saw a Cat at the 5. Cat can space the floor. Like, I've got my many faults with Karl-Anthony Towns, don't get me wrong. But now Rudy Gobert, no one's scared about Rudy Gobert anywhere. Nope. I would leave Rudy Gobert to help so fucking he doesn't scare anybody. So I think the way they constructed the roster makes it harder for Anthony Edwards to score around the rim. He's having to rely more on jump shots. Like, that's not his most consistent part of his game. Like, don't get me wrong, he torched my goddamn Heat because he got hot from 3, and I was like,
Can't do nothing about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, he's him. Like, I get it. That being said, I'm going to give you my answer. I am also going to cut Anthony Edwards, but I think the conversation about the Timberwolves, like if we talk about the Timberwolves and their success this season, like a lot of that is going to come down to that dumbass fucking trade that all three of us are 1,000% keyed in. Like, why the fuck did they do that? And I think it's hurting their young superstar, Anthony Edwards. But so I'm going to be slightly different than y'all. I'm going to start Ja. I'm starting Ja and benching Zion. I agree it's close.
Can't be mad at it, yeah, right? Yeah.
But let me just throw this at you guys. What if I told you that Ja Morant averages 0.8 less rebounds than Zion?
Yeah. Oh, more points, a little less rebounds, and I
More
think
points,
more assists.
0.8
Right.
less rebounds and a lot more assists.
That's crazy.
Like at the end of the day, the way I look at it is Memphis is second in the West. The Pelicans are third. I think Zion's got a little more help. I think now, granted, Ja has missed some time, but I think Ja still just in terms of his overall impact on the team, I think he's right now that much better than that much better than Zion.
Whoop that trick.
Hey, man. Yeah, because if Ja ain't playing the way he playing, Memphis, nobody's talking about him.
Like they're just a fun team, but
they're hella fun.
But
yeah,
bro,
so it's that close. It's that close, and it's just that much of a difference. Where I just think Ja's overall impact on the team is a little more than Zion's. I think Zion. I think the one thing that I like about Zion, though, and it's weird because it kind of hurts him a little bit in this conversation. I feel like Zion can fit in better, like in terms of like superstars, he can fit in with a lot of different players, and I feel like that's very valuable. It's just he almost like fits in too much with the Pelicans. I'm like, I mean, is it really Zion doing all this, or how much is CJ? How much is Brandon Ingram? Like, you know, like all these different things. When I watch Memphis, no, it's why I'm bullish on the Pelicans. But when I watch Memphis, it is Ja. So that's why I'm going to start Ja, bench Zion. But you guys, by the end of the year, you guys might be laughing at me like, no, see, told you the 6'9" guy that can jump 50 inches in the air. You fucking idiot! Like, yeah, he's a clear start.
Shit that you said with Ant is the exact reason why I'm ashamed of him. I know he don't got a jump shot and he's streaky, but these other two players, they had their flaws too, and they figured it out.
Yeah,
this is time to figure it out, bro.
It's a fair reason why Anthony Edwards had to get cut. I just wanted to find the third person that was kind of young, budding superstar.
But
I like it,
2
though.
years,
It was good.
Scary. He gonna be real scary in 2 years.
I think whenever Minnesota realizes they just need to blow up the other pieces of the team and restart around Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards gone, bro. Come on now. Anthony Edwards gone.
If they keep if you keep players like Rudy,
he's
gonna be stuck with him. Yeah,
exactly.
God, that was such a stupid fucking trade.
Yeah, bro, they go. It's nothing you can do to get rid of them.
Gone.
It's so crazy because like last year, I really liked watching them. I really enjoyed watching the fucking Timberwolves last year.
Anthony Towns got a little mean streak in him in the playoffs. I thought, okay, maybe he ain't that soft.
When he leaves, I want it to go to Miami Heat. That's why I want to see him play.
I was gonna say New York.
No, I would never do that to him. That's a career ender. I would want to see him go somewhere where they can appreciate him and build him up and put the right pieces around him.
But you know that's what the Knicks gonna do. They're gonna say we didn't get Donovan Mitchell, we're gonna get Ant.
And go to the Heat if you have a chance. Like you are a
for real though.
Perfect Heat player. Just go there and they'll figure out the way to make it work for you.
They
go
will.
there. Just leave Minnesota and do not go to the Knicks.
I'm not gonna say I don't want Anthony Edwards, but I don't know that he screams Miami Heat player to me.
Man, I
don't know if Anthony Edwards is gonna be all the way down with that conditioning test that he's gonna have to pass.
When you tired of losing and getting go birds.
We'll see. Like to me, like I like Anthony Edwards a lot.
Deion Waiters did it for a little bit. Anybody can.
Hey, Philly cheese. Hey,
if he can do it, anybody
can. You see how quickly that ended, though.
They
got tired of it.
It took one bad weed gummy for him now.
Bro,
Come on, don't
I'm
do
telling
him
you
like
right
that. Don't
now,
do him like that.
I will go to the grave. I will go to the grave believing somebody on the Miami Heat staff fucking laced his shit to give them an excuse to get rid of his
To get rid
ass.
of
Like,
him?
I will go to the
Man.
grave believing, at
That's
least like
funny.
thinking there's like a 40% chance that shit fucking happened inside job.
That's
Like,
funny.
all right.
They got rid of him for real. I was
They
like,
did.
no way, boy. You was looking good too.
That shit funny.
Oh,
All right, y'all.
man.
You know how we close the show out, though. We choose
Yes,
love
sir.
or we choose violence. Joe tried to bitch out on me last week and didn't want to choose love or violence. It was really weird, made me uncomfortable.
I got a
I'm
good
gonna
one
give you
this
a chance
time
to
though.
redeem yourself. All right, Joseph.
He
Start
gonna
us
say
off.
what I wanted to say, and that's why I ain't say it.
Well, first, since last week I didn't really have one. I saw a tweet the other day and this shit was hilarious. It said, "What's your favorite vacation spot?" And it was a picture of a can, and then next to it was a picture of Stephen A. Can put it together. Which leads me to who I'm giving hate to. I'm giving hate to Deion Sanders. How the hell you gonna have the number one recruit come to Jackson State? First of all, everybody know HBCUs don't have the resources, especially when it comes to athletes. You can follow HBCU colleges on Instagram and they make jokes about how inefficient they are. So you're gonna come out there, you're gonna tell people you're gonna build up HBCU. You got people Hugh Jackson, Ed Reed, and Eddie George going to HBCUs to coach football and try to help bring up the programs. You only bring up your program for 3 years and then dip to go to Colorado in the Pac-12, who's about to lose USC and UCLA. I get it. It's a better job than Jackson State, but you was selling a lot of dreams and things about what you was going to do for the black community. And as soon as you got a couple of extra bucks, your ass dipped. And I can't stand it. I'm tired of people saying you're supposed to elevate, supposed to get a better job. Yeah, you are supposed to elevate and get a better job. But when you sit there and sell to 17, 18-year-old kids, I'm going to be here and I'm going to bring back historical black colleges to prominence like they used to be back in the day. And you only give them 3 years. They just made a whole new bill called the Deion Sanders bill so they can get a whole new, brand new football stadium at Jackson State. And your ass going to leave. And you're probably going to take the corner with you. You're probably going to take some other people with you. Now what's going to be? They're going to be ass next year. ESPN, they come to Jackson State or HBCU game next year. They not, because you not there. And your ass just dipped and hang them and left them dry to go to Colorado. When was the last time Colorado was good football? Colorado, you could have waited at least a year or two. You could have been anywhere. You could have got a Florida State job. You could have got such a bigger, better job and brought up AUs at the same time. But your ass wanted to take some extra change that you already have and went to Colorado. Of all places, Colorado, Deion Sanders in a cold-ass place, lily white place like Colorado. He couldn't take UCF. He couldn't take a job in Atlanta, somewhere down south. Like, seriously, Colorado, that's hurtful, most hurtful part. Like, you didn't really elevate that much.
Yeah, Joe,
Jackson
I'm
State
glad you
could
brought
compete
this
against
up because
Colorado this
I
year.
actually I did want to talk about this, but I didn't really find. I know how to way to work into a basketball podcast, but I do want to talk about it because so like I'm a little torn on it. I'm ultimately with you, like Colorado, because like here's the thing. I can understand
Don't even make
somebody
sense.
being selfish, right? Like I can understand someone being selfish,
Absolutely.
but like you're Deion Sanders, like you're saying, Joe. Like he was rumored for the Auburn job. He was rumored for like legitimately like Power 5 conference. And again, I want to make this very clear. My preference is he would have said fuck all of them, no matter how good. I don't care if he got to succeed. Nick fucking Saban at Alabama.
I agree.
Like my preference would have been him staying at Jackson State and building what he said he was building.
Yep,
and
that was the
said
narrative he was throwing out there.
Bigger than just Deion. Like that's the thing that bothers me about it. Is like it was supposed to be bigger than Zion or Zion. Just talking about it. Bigger than Deion, right? And it's like what you're saying. Like a lot of coaches, and I get it. Like if it was just any other like black head coach that was like kind of working their way up and like they got a nice opportunity to go to like from a smaller school into a Power 5 conference, I'm going to applaud that.
Take that
all
opportunity.
fucking day.
Hell yeah.
But Deion, his whole shtick was that I'm going here to help the HBCU football community get more recognition because there's actually good players here that are getting overlooked. And now here's the thing where I get torn because legitimately Dion did do a lot of good, right? Like we've got the HBCU combine now, HBCU, the SWAC. They've got a TV deal starting next year with CBS. So like he's done probably more for HBCUs than probably any one individual person that at least I can think of. But I'm with you. I'm just like, damn, Dion, like 3 years and like you like I don't understand. Like, how is Colorado appealing to him?
It makes no sense.
That's what I don't get. Like, what is appealing?
Maybe
about
he's
it
trying to go there
M?
and maybe he's going there and get that money and build that
What,
program
he
up.
He's gonna be there for 3 years and then dip again.
Yeah, maybe he might go in there and say, I'm gonna build that program
like the way the college football
as
landscape's
fuck.
going, bro. Like, if you're not in the SEC or the Big Ten, you're not
going to
in
the
a conference.
Pac-12 and they're losing USC and UCLA.
I feel sorry.
Colorado's probably gonna be in the Big 12 or something like that in the next couple years. They're not gonna be in the Pac-12 either.
That believed in him, and then now
You know, look,
hurt they draft.
I've seen this
the
on
number
Twitter
one
a lot.
recruit
I've seen this
went
on Twitter
there.
a lot. People are like, oh well, he's getting paid 12 times more than he got paid at Jackson State. You know, like
so the fuck.
Which one? So, who of you would turn down 12 times more a year? Like, yeah, I get it, and I'm not saying it's easy to turn down that much of a pay increase.
But when you're rich,
understand.
It makes it a little easier. You know what I'm saying? To turn down shit. And
Dion doesn't think about money when he's going to go to the grocery store. He's going like money is not on his mind.
He's fine. Exactly.
He just hands them the card and they swipe it and it's good.
Yeah.
You know, like
that's
I get it. And again, it's like
we're poor people compared to him.
To me, it's just the whole thing of like Dion. I feel like you sold this big lie, and I think the biggest part that's getting lost in a lot of this, Joe, and you hit it right on the head. He sold 17 and 18-year-olds on this lie. He told them he was doing it for a whole other reason. He wasn't doing it for Dion. That was his whole thing. I'm not doing this for Dion. Dion's good. Prime's good, right? I'm doing it to raise awareness for this. We're going to give back to our community. We're going to hype our colleges up. Now, just it just makes me look like a phony.
It does. All those words he said, those mentorship words he said, and positive things he said to those young guys don't mean nothing.
And it don't help black men either when you go in there and you see it time and time again, where instead of you stand down and help your own, you just leave and go for the dollar or whatever looks good.
Exactly. That's exactly what it looks like.
You know what I'm saying? That's really the bigger picture there, where it sucks for players like that. You know, why? Maybe he'll come out and say why he did it.
If Dion just wants to do the traditional coaching thing and like build his way up, no one would have an issue with it.
Yeah,
no one would have an issue if he would have started at Jackson State and then moved and gone to Colorado.
Did a 60-minute special.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all of the other stuff that he did to try and sell people that he was doing it for more than just Dion, and that's where I'm just like I'm disappointed.
The people in Jackson, Mississippi, don't have clean water, but they passed a bill to build this man a stadium.
Come on now, you hear me?
Yeah, and he did.
He was the economy. Fuck around
my pops was born in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm familiar with what that city's like. It's not great. Churchill Downs. We got a beautiful casino in 40 minutes away from Jackson, Mississippi. Like, like it's rough, and like they, like especially right now with the economy, like inflation being a little high, like that's a community that gets affected by that a lot more than other communities. And like you're saying, Joe, they carved out money for him. Now Dion did give some of his paycheck also to facilities. So again, another thing that Dion did, but I'm with you, Joe. You made up for last week. You made up for last week and not having much of an answer. Devion, what you got?
Man, I was gonna do love, but Joe, you inspired me, my brother. You inspired me. So I'm going to go hate, and I'm going to hate the media, all of it, because it made me realize
he hates us.
Yeah, but you know, because I don't like saying this shit, but like we grouped in it, but that shit with I think I sent this y'all in the group with when LeBron said to the media when he was disappointed because they didn't bring up that bullshit
Of Jerry Jones.
But Jerry Jones, but you want to get on Kyrie, and I'm just like, come on, bro. Like that's the shit with paired with like the shit like Dion does. You already know that they fucking trying to paint a certain picture, come in, and they got on my man's just because he sent a tweet. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate shit like that because you paint a narrative with certain players, and it's like, all right, yeah, he's rich, but you destroying somebody's legacy by doing shit like that. And that's not, like you don't take food out of somebody else's mouth when you don't have to try to put food in your kid's mouth. Like, I don't like stuff like that. And I applaud LeBron, like I said, for even bringing it up. And, you know what I'm saying, at least you like all this stuff like Kyrie and LeBron, all that stuff. It's like you say whatever you want. He stood up for him, said something when nobody else seemed like they wanted to say much about it. And he was a hero in that situation. So, at least look out for your own, look out for that. And I just don't like the media that they did that because, like, Kyrie, you get on him about a whole bunch of other bullshit, but don't do that, especially when he got to go into his next year trying to see what team he going to do. It's like you're trying to force him to retire because you just don't like the way he thinks. Like, we don't got to agree with it, but
that media person literally sat there and just waited to see what Kyrie was going to tweet. Like literally, like you saw Kyrie put a tweet out and you held on to that and was like, "Ooh, this is juicy. I'm gonna ask him about this."
Yeah, that's just foul to me.
All right. So
and then people want to say, "But football is not basketball."
Kyrie.
LeBron James has been known as one of the biggest Cowboy fans. Like everybody knows LeBron's been the biggest Cowboy fan. Y'all ask him about
the Cowboys
everything.
Offered him a contract when he
in the lockout season for tight end.
There are connections with LeBron James, the Cowboys. I'm gonna disagree slightly. Like Kyrie Irving deserved every bit.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just about fairness. I'm talking about fairness. But yeah, I'm not gonna take away that. Yeah, it's fairness. Like,
yeah, I mean, and I get it. Like, I don't think it was necessarily out of bounds for them to ask about Kyrie Irving. They were teammates. There's like obviously a known relationship there. I don't think it's like an out of bounds question for LeBron James. But good on LeBron. I agree. Good on LeBron for saying, y'all want to talk about Jerry Jones? There's a connection there too.
I just gonna skip over it.
And I already knew this was gonna fucking happen. I knew this was fucking. I saw bitch ass Clay Travis tweet about it.
Yep.
Oh well, since LeBron wants to be asked about everything. What about Nike making your shoes in China and using slave labor there and all this? I'm like, yes, okay. LeBron had his fuck up when he was asked about, human rights issues in China. Again, I think it was something that LeBron was just ignorant of and didn't really know what was going on, and so he didn't want to give a controversial, he didn't want to give like an answer one way or the other.
Yeah, when you don't know,
really, he tried to play the middle, right?
Exactly.
What LeBron should have done is say exactly what you just said, Devin. He said, "I don't know enough about it. Let me research and I can comment about it later." That's what he should have done. But he didn't do it, and whatever. He fucked up. He didn't really own it, but
he learned his lesson.
Whatever. He learned his lesson. But that doesn't mean that all of a sudden, but again, the whole point is that these racist lunatics are trying to make is oh, well, should we ask him about this? No, you did ask LeBron about other shit. You literally have asked him. You've asked him about Kaepernick. You've asked him about they've asked him about shit in China before. He has been asked about other stuff. And meanwhile, we got one of the richest people in fucking America coming up in a photograph where he's trying to intimidate the integration of black children into his school. That is that should be a major sports story. So good on LeBron for calling them out. Hey,
and that should be you want to get a great story, put that motherfucker in there, and I guarantee it'll be running for a while. You can't. Some people can't be off limits because you scared.
Did you just turn into Gilly the Kid that fast? Did you just turn into Gilly?
Man, I might have been, bro. That shit just fucking.
He did all everything.
Man, bro, that shit is frustrating, bro. I just hate that shit.
Yeah. He did the
that's
eyes
funny.
and everything.
I ain't catch that, but that's funny.
Yo, you're so right. That's funny.
Oh man, y'all picked some serious fucking topics for this one. I picked a serious one last week, so I can't get mad at you. But oh man, I was gonna choose love today too. I was gonna show it to to a Desmond Bain, but I got to go a different way. Y'all have inspired me now.
Yeah, fuck that. The club.
I'm choosing hate. And this ain't even. I don't even have a good tie into sports, at least like y'all do. I'm just saying. I'm gonna hate on Elon fucking Musk. Fuck this little stupid bitch. I can't stand this motherfucker. Oh my god.
Hey, long live Black Twitter though. Long live Black Twitter.
Look, it all come together. Look.
We got the media refusing to ask the proper questions. We got Dion fucking going to goddamn Colorado. Now we got Elon just making sure all of the worst messages that can be out there are amplified. Like goddamn. All right, so I'm gonna target my hate here with this fake both sides thing that I cannot stand in America right now. Is we try and treat each side as equals, and then middle is directly middle between the furthest left and the furthest right. Because this is so fucking frustrating, stupid, all of it, right? Like the furthest right tried to overthrow the government, right? Donald Trump yesterday or today is tweeting that he wants the Constitution fucking torn up so he can be reinstated president. The fucking far left wants railroad workers to get fucking 7 paid sick days. All right. The middle is not in the middle. The middle is like all the way over here on the left.
It's
all right.
So
like,
stupid, bro.
And
it's
this
stupid.
man keeps going with this free speech bullshit. Now we got the fucking fake Twitter files about Hunter Biden's laptop. I mean, I thought these motherfuckers were supposed to be anti-LGBTQ plus community. I've never seen so many conservative men want to see Hunter Biden's dick before in my fucking life. All that is on that goddamn laptop that has been fucking ripped from Twitter is dick pics from Hunter Biden. Revenge porn. Like, what are we doing? And we're trying, and you want me to say both sides are doing this? You want me to believe that this is about free speech? That you've equally pissed off each side? No, I'm not buying any of it. I don't wish Twitter to fucking die because I love Twitter, like the actual application. I love using it.
Well, good luck, bro.
But I want this man to lose all of his money that he fucking put into it. Like I want him to get like royally fucked financially.
He mad because they forced him to buy it. He ain't want to, so now he like, man, fuck.
He shouldn't have said he wanted to buy it and then renege. That's stupid.
Yeah,
dude.
Meanwhile, I'm not. I was about to be done. I'm not done. He's banning fucking left-leaning journalists while reinstating fucking Kanye. Trump. Who like Kanye within
he banned Kanye
hours.
He just banned Kanye again.
He rebanned Kanye for 12 hours. 12 hours because he tweeted the fucking swastika within a Jewish star. Anglin, who like is out there talking about
swastika, or was it the Hindu swastika?
You know, Nazi.
Swastika. Kanye is crazy.
My bad.
Yeah. I was just saying,
Nazi swastika within the Jewish star. He reinstated that lunatic Anglin who has said that like women should be caged and raped. Like
I forgot
really,
about
like that. He really said that. He said,
he let all the jackasses back.
He makes Andrew Tate look normal. All right, like I'm just like these are the people we're supposed to say this is free speech and this is both sides. Both sides.
Consequences.
Consequences. Morally, morally it's wrong, but for entertainment purpose.
It's just funny, bro.
Heat
Black Twitter eating it up, bro. Black Twitter been on fire lately, dog. That's the only reason I use Twitter.
I'm gonna end it with this. We can call it a night. I just want to make sure we get one little. I am obviously no lawyer, but it is not a violation of the First Amendment for a non-government official to ask for their son's dick pics to be taken off Twitter. I just want to make sure that everyone's very clear on that. Joe Biden was not the president in October of 2020 when all this happened. So him asking to have his son's porn removed from Twitter.
Hey, even was the president of dick pictures out there. Who cares? Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's crazy. All this has done is prove that Hunter Biden's laptop was a stupid fucking story this entire time. We already knew that, but yeah, at the end of the day, Trump was also requesting shit to get pulled off, but
kind of like Obama's birth certificate.
We're three.
Oh God! Yeah.
Or that really dreadful day when you wore a tan suit. Oh my God! Holy shit! Fucking.
Oh goodness! Yeah.
Oh my God! Scandal the fucking.
Or you forgot about Michelle Obama's arms. But Michelle Obama's arms are too muscular. I forgot about that. Yeah, the sleeve was Michelle Obama. We had so much controversy.
Both sides.
That's crazy.
Both sides. Both sides are just fucking crazy. All right, y'all.
That
Three
ass, dude.
impossible. We went off the rails.
Yes,
Chucky.
sir.
It was fantastic, and I loved it.
Oh,
That
shit.
shit
Talk to y'all
happens
next time.
sometimes.